He's back. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Hey Graham, hey Photostorm, hey Abraxas. Did I say it right? Hey Andre, who helped me a lot. Thank you. By the way, Andre, I sold the ticket, but not over the sites or my stuff or everything. Someone who's a viewer on the channel here wrote me that he wants the ticket and paid. So that was really nice. G is here. I don't know if David is still here. That was a long time ago. I hope you're all doing great as always. Main topic today is, and I already turned on the survey. Am I making a mistake? This week was the video where I unveiled that my next electric car will be most likely the Id.7. We can talk a bit more about why. And I already said, is it a mistake for me to buy the Volkswagen Id.7? And we're going through some news first, and then we talk a bit what's happening. News. Number one, Tesla V4 superchargers will be able to charge with 350 kilowatt. Of course, there's no car yet that can do that. And it also should do more than 400 volt, am I sure? No, 500 volt is the maximum, yes, and 631 amps. That's a lot. Then BYD has started private leasing in Germany for the Atto 3. It will start with 199 euros, but what is the... For 24 months, 5,000 kilometers a year, so that's nothing. And I'm guessing you pay the incentives that we pay in Germany. Next, this is sad. Look at this. The Renault Zoe production will end in 2024. Why? I see so many Zoes drive around. I think people love the Zoe, but maybe sales are not that great. But if I see this, 420,000 Zoes have been sold. In last year there were 12,000 sold. Yeah, that's not too much, but maybe they also didn't build that much. Yes. Next, production of the BMW i5 has started in Dingolfing. This is not far away. I drove by twice. Did I drove by today? No, I didn't drive by today, but on Friday. And I saw BMW i5s on a truck. It's in my next video of the BMW iX. And my neighbor here works at BMW. He always does night shift. And I think he told me once he works on the iX. I'm not sure. I think so. I don't listen. He's annoying. Next, Cupra Born has been spied with. It looks like it will be a new facelift. What is it? An Austrian license plate? Let's look at it. What we have. The light looks a bit different. What else can we see? It's just the front then. Even the side is, it looks even more ID3 like now in this form. And that's cute. I didn't know that. EU passes law requiring an EV fast charger every 37 miles on major highways. I didn't know that. So in 2025, 37 miles, what is that? 50 kilometers or something? Look at that. That's a major highway. What is a major highway? Yeah, that's true. Where is Passau? So am I even on there? Yes, I'm on there. The blue one. That's A3. Here. So that's the major highway. So there should be a charger every 50 kilometers. Huh. I like that, if this is the law. And we look at the Ionity map as always, if there is anything new. We start in the south. Spain is doing good. Portugal is doing good. France is doing amazing. Look at that. It's full. Italy needs more. One is out of order. I can see that. Here in the east, it's not that great. What is Germany doing? What is this? This is new. isn't it? And what else do we have up here? I already said that I'm looking forward to this. This is a good addition if you're going to Munich. And yeah, I never driven this road here, but if you're going up there, I think that's a good thing. And what is up here? Come here, Finnegan. Yes, Finnegan is here. He says hi. Sweden is doing good. Still so many in construction. There must be some weird bureaucracy thing happening. And Norway is full. Norway is so small. Huh. Just goes up here. But down here where the main thing is, it's full of chargers. Yep. Done. Let's read what you guys said. Are we ready? Yes. No more ID3, that would be a mistake. Will ID3 GTX have the new software and screen? Not in the beginning, but at some point. ID Bus? Nah, that's not for me. Waiting for Skoda ID3 version. Has it been really presented or it's just an idea? Glad you've sold it. What did I sell? Born lease is 239 euros with 10,000 kilometers. How long? What is 60? I don't know what I mean. Did the open hood trick I mentioned last time work for you? Oh yeah, that's true. It does work. Oh, gee, thank you very much, Sam Finnegan treats. He gets a lot for two pounds. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So it's 80 people here today. What's going on? If you mention Volkswagen in the title, the people are coming. Yes, it did work. Thank you very much for the open hood thing. So I wanted to make a short, so a 20-30 second video this week, but I didn't get to it. So with software 3.2, oh, I have to sneeze. Oh, don't sneeze. I don't want to. It's your fault, Finnegan. With ID software 3.2, and you use OBD11 to change, I don't know, lane departure warning, or something else. You can change it. You can save it to the car, unless the hood is open. So that's new with 3.2. With 3.1, that still worked. Yeah, stuff coming out of my nose. Bless you. Thank you very much. And it worked. I tried it this week. I want to make a little video about it. It's not something for something long. It will be 30-second, a minute long video, something like that. So, but awesome that this is known. Somebody. Oh, and OBD11 is sending me something right now. That's last call. Summer sale is about to end. Because I contacted OBD11 if I can have another pro contract with them, because they supplied me with one last year, so I didn't have to pay. And then this year I asked them again if I can do it. I will make a video and everything. And I didn't get an answer back from the person that contacted me. I think I got even an error message that the email doesn't exist anymore, so I guess he doesn't work there anymore. I emailed the main email and didn't get a reply, so I bought it. What was it, 70 euros or 65, something like this, a lot. And then I tried it and didn't work, and I was totally mad, but you helped me, Nordraxia. Thank you very much. I was very skeptical when I first heard about it, but it worked for me too. Yeah, it sounds weird. I understand where it comes from, but I don't get what does it help. So if it shouldn't be something hidden or whatever, I don't know. Great video. Thank you very much. Will there be any news in the ID4 delivered in Q1 2024? I don't know yet. I will know in 5 weeks. Today in 5 weeks I should know if there will be anything new in Q1 or in maybe even earlier. But I suspect more in Q3. We'll see, but I think it will be then. Yeah, let's talk about Id.7. So many people, we have 12% saying and making a mistake by buying Id.7. This week I unveiled a video. I mean, I said it here many times in my patrons and YouTube members. Link is in the description below. Support. Then you get information not just about me, about other stuff as well. I want to try to clean your nose. You're full of dirt. He's always going in the litter and then it's all in his nose, his black nose. And I try to clean it all the time, but he doesn't like it. And I unveiled this week that my next electric car will be the Id.7. So the lease runs out of my Id.3 in 6 weeks, not even, September 10th or so, or even 8th because it's a Friday. But I already talked to the dealer, 13% Tesla fanboy. I don't think that the Tesla people are that weird anymore. I see more normal Tesla people that just drive a Tesla because they like the car and they have no problem with other cars. I think that the fanboyism of Tesla gets smaller because in the beginning it was something special to drive a Tesla. They felt a bit special, like I just said, and now it's normal. and nothing special anymore. So many people are driving with the Model Y. Improved efficiency of Id.7 is encouraging. That's true. On for a hill. Oh, for a hill. Great name. Where's Steve? Steve Holt. What would you like to see in the Id.3 GTX? Well, I know what it will be like. It will be a more sporty version of the Id.3, so a bit lower, maybe a few panels a tiny bit different. Inside we'll say GTX and whatnot. And it will be the 210 kilowatt motor in the rear of the Id.7. So 60 kilowatt more than right now. And this is sad because Id.4, Id.5, Id.7, Id.Bus will all get the 210 kilowatt motor in the rear as standard. And then will be a GTX version with a different motor in front. And they already unveiled that too. What was the Cupra what we're talking about? I can't say the name. It's such a weird name. Tavascan. They already revealed what the front motor will be power-wise. It's not amazing. And this will be the GTX version. GTX will be red, no change. No, I'm sure there will be different colors. And it will be, I don't know what battery it will be. I don't know if it will be the big battery. I doubt it. So I think it will be the 58 kilowatt battery to have more power. If it's the big battery, it's too heavy and will be slower. Yes, but I unveiled this week that my next car will be the Id.7. I gave all the reasons. Even though a lot of people don't understand how you can drive a Volkswagen, and that's fine. You can think that. That's okay for you. I drove 50 different electric cars in the last few years, and Volkswagen ID cars met my needs the most, and my need is driving. I like it comfortable, I like it quiet, I like it easy. Oh, by the way, I have to write that down, that's true. Sorry, I just thought of something for a video. That I wanted to write down and I forgot, and now I remembered. Go, Lick! The Id.3 GTX won't compete with the MG4X Power, but I guess that's not really what Volkswagen is going for. It won't compete with that at all, and Volkswagen is not going for that. Volkswagen told me once Cupra will be the sportier version. Volkswagen themselves will never build, or that's what they said back then, a few years ago, a 500, 600 horsepower electric car. What's the highest mileage EV anyone has seen? I don't know. I'm sure it's a Nissan Leaf, an old one. Looking forward to ID.2, great price point, more Wi-Fi price. It's cute. Yes, and like I said, driving for me is important. A lot of people are turned off by Volkswagen and the software. I think what they're most turned off is that the over-the-air updates don't work, and I have driven, like I said, many cars, and most of them don't even offer over-the-air updates. It's just a few. So I would say 30-40%, if even, and that's okay. Also looking forward to it. And Cupra looking sporty while driving only 160. And the software problems, I have heard of other cars also having software problems, and yes, Volkswagen problems when it comes to software are more in the news because of the Facebook group. And there have been big problems. I'm not hiding that. I never had big problems. My biggest problem was when the 12-volt battery was empty because I didn't drive for a week. And then Volkswagen changed it in the software that the 12-volt battery is being charged even when it's parked. Since then, my biggest problem is that the drive mode doesn't show eco in adaptive cruise control. And yes, that's annoying for me, but it's not a reason for me to not buy another Volkswagen. And I want to get away from ID.3 because I've driven it for 3 years. It's old news. I mean, even the GTX and facelift, there was not a lot of change. If the facelift would have had the new screen and the new motor already, and the GTX would be all-wheel drive something, then maybe I could have think of it of so in a big battery. Other cars are way worse, but no one cares. I don't know if they're worse because I'm not in that scene. I don't know if Tesla has problems with software or hardware. Again, I never owned one, so I was never in there. I just had features in my ID that I liked that other cars don't have. And this is for that video what I just wrote down, what Volkswagen got from the start that some other cars still don't have, and that's why I like them. Wow, 3 years flew by like nothing. That's true, and I get it if people don't like a Volkswagen ID car and don't like Volkswagen at all. It's fine, but just for me, it fit always very well. I was always happy with the car. I still like driving it. I have a BMW iX right now, press car, and the car is at work. I'm driving with Walter. That should say everything. The iX is just too big, too ginormous. I did my tests and now it's standing at work. I'm not driving it because it's not fun. It just doesn't fit me, what I want in a car, and not just size. It has great power, but overall how it drives, that's not me. And so I wanted to stay in the ID line, but ID.4, ID.5 is just an SUV. And for me, SUV always had that bad taste. Okay, I have a higher consumption for something that I don't need because I don't need the space. And I said in the video, I don't need more space for the rear seats. Trunk, I'm okay with. Frunk, I don't need. I'm very honest. I get that a lot of people like a frunk. So in a Tesla, the frunk is ginormous. But for me, so if there's not a button on the hood itself that I can open, or at least on the key, if I have to open an app or have to go into the car to open that frunk, then I don't need it. And I don't even know what I would put in there except for charging cables because I would never use it. It's just I don't have a lot of stuff in the car all the time. I never had a space problem with the ID.3 except going to throw away garbage for recycling or something like this, where I thought it would be nice to have more space. But even on holidays we got everything in there with the 2 dogs back then, that it never mattered that I need more space. But a bit more trunk, I have nothing against it. Back rear seats, I don't need more space. I also said in the video I don't want or I don't need panoramic roof. For me that's always negative, and it is like that, especially for filming. I love in Walter that I can put in my pole. This one here. Oh, come here. So that's my pole to put on the rear seats and on the ceiling, and then I can, with this it's spread in there so it doesn't move, and then on this I can put a clamp and my camera and can film very nicely. And with a glass roof I need this guy, so a 2 suction cup thing. And the disadvantage is that this is then the height where the camera is. I can make this longer, but the longer this is, the more this moves, even though if I screw it down. And with the thing in the middle, there's no problem. It can be at any height that I want. So for me that would be better, but ID.7 has panoramic roof. I can't change it. That's how it is. It has that weird function that the iX right now has too, where it's white and you can't see through. Is it opaque when you can't see through? And then you press something and then you can see through, but it's not really glass. So my Megane is a buggy mess, but there's not one video on YouTube about the buggy software or missing features. Really? Are you sure? It's Android Automotive. Shouldn't it be amazing? Huh. ID3 looks like a great car, if a little expensive. Do you have any news about ID4 facelift, Chris? Yeah, I will drive one. I said it last week and I thought I shouldn't say, but come on. I will drive one at the Frankfurt Motor Show. It will be presented there, most likely, and it's all known that ID4, ID5, ID3 will get the new screen. So it will look the same outside, it's just an interior change. So it will be the screen of the ID.7, but not the cockpit of the ID.7. And it will have the motor of the ID.7. And this, but when it will be sold, I don't know. I heard about faulty battery cells in both Volkswagen and Skoda. Have you heard anything about recalls and changed batteries? Yes, I made a video about that half a year ago or even longer ago. If Volkswagen and Skoda should usually call you or contact you if your car has that problem. It's possible that one module is discharging by itself without being used, and then there's an unbalance. You would notice that if you drive it, it suddenly goes down in state of charge very fast, so from 10 to 5 in no time. You can always call your local Volkswagen partner and ask. You give him your vehicle number and they can check if there's something wrong with your battery, or they can just bring it in and they test it. They did that on mine. The iX is a real bus. It's huge. It is. Personally, I would never get another ID. I've had nothing but problems with my ID.3. I'm very sorry. I didn't. Why is there so much software in the cars? A good holder for the mobile and everything is good. Yeah, you need a bit in there. I understand it with the phone, and then you have to put the phone in all the time. And I had that in the e-up. It's all personal preference. We all have different needs, ones from a car. Exactly. 3.2 is much better, but last week in busy traffic in Gothenburg I lost GPS. Really? It was like 2 kilometers off and started slowing down for roundabouts and stuff while I was driving on the highway. Very dangerous. You have the automatic speed change in there. Also, internet connection was lost. I fixed it by removing the Fuse 19 on the next charging stop. Huh, I didn't have that. With 3.2 right now, I don't have... since 2.1 I didn't have big problems, so I was always lucky. And what ID.7 gives me, what I'm looking forward to, is new technology. I said it in my ID.7 video when I showed it in Spain. So the new motor, more efficient motor, then amazing drag coefficient, so it's extremely efficient on the road, will have lower consumption than the ID.3. Uh, it it was turned back on after the update. I don't know what that means. And then the new screen, the different head-up display design it will have, the new seats. Then, but with the new software 4.0, we'll see what it will be delivered. Maybe it will be 4.2 or something that has battery preheating then, and it's cool that ID.7 will not come out before the winter. So I don't think it will come out in November. I'm scared ID.7 will come out in December. And by the way, what I said before, I talked to my dealer. I can prolong my leasing on the ID.3, so it just continues like it is. I'm gonna increase this for 3 months. So from September to December, we'll see if this is enough or I have to prolong it even more. We'll see. I hope not. Yes, in ID.7, what it helps me. So I'm interested in a new technology. I'm interested in all new motor, new screen, new way of driving, new seats, new software. And then for the channel, it's good that it's a new car that's coming out. It's available all over the world, not just Germany or not just Europe. That's amazing. And I can do lots of stuff with it that a lot of people might be interested in. So it's a win-win. Price is of course different. So my ID.3 first edition plus was back in 3 years ago 46,000 euros. I'm expecting ID.7 to start at around 60, 65. And with all the add-ons, I'm guessing 70, 75, something like this. But I'm totally guessing here. I have no idea. The 86 kilowatt hour battery sounds good, yes, but it will also come with a different price. I think future ID cars will less buggy since they now have experience with it. I don't know. I'm honest. I think that ID cars will always have a buggy software because the connection from hardware to software was not thought out from the start. I think it will always be lucky that it's good and then sometimes not. I think we have to wait for the next platform. By the way, in the BMW iX that I drove on Friday, look who is rich. Well, I'm gonna lease it and I'm hoping that Volkswagen also will lower the price since the demand for Volkswagen ID cars is right now pretty low. And I'm hoping that the higher price cars will have more deduction than lower price cars. And also because it's new or whatever, we'll see. And I will pay something for the leasing up front more than the incentives. So my monthly cost is not that much more than the ID.3 is right now. With my Polo, I was lucky so far. I had 2 errors when the car was new, but they went away after restart and never came back so far. 3 years so far. Woohoo! Look who is rich. No. Will ID.4 get battery preheating? Yes, every car that will get the new 15-inch screen and software 4.0 will get battery preheating. Your ID.4 has battery preheating right now as well, but it's automatic. It's about temperature. So if the battery is under a certain temperature, then it will heat up to a certain temperature. With the new screen 15-inch plus software 4.0, you can preheat with a button. You can see in the screen what your highest charging power is right now with your state of charge and that battery temperature. And you can, like I said, heat it up with a button, or I don't know with how much power, if it does it full or slowly. And it also does it automatically when you navigate to a charger. Do you have any secret information about order start or market launch or press trips that take longer than 45 minutes? I have secret information and I can't say it. Because then I will never have secret information and never be invited again. That's the problem. Ordering soon? Delivery, like I said, I don't know, but I'm expecting December. I don't think it will be November, but I could be wrong. I'm just expecting it because I heard that the factory in Emden that builds the ID.4 has now less work, and they're shutting down a whole shift, the night shift. That means less cars are being built. That also means that ID.7 that they are building less are being built, and then the start will be later, and so that's a problem. And press trips that take longer than 45 minutes will be at the, I know when that will be. I haven't been invited yet, but I have been told when. And it's cold then, I say that. So older IDs still can get 4.0. I don't know. It looks like what I have read and seen. I don't know if old screen ID3, 4, 5 bus and whatever can ever get 4.0, but maybe there will be a different version that they will call differently, that will then work then, and then they have the same features. So maybe it's 3.7, but the layout won't be the same because you still have the buttons for climate and everything, and then you cannot get all the information that you have on the ID.7 15-inch screen on the ID.3 with a 10-inch screen or a 12-inch screen. You can't get all those buttons there without it overlapping or being too small that no one can press it. That's the problem. So maybe they get a 4.0 but with the features but in a different name. Maybe something like this. Base ID.7 60k plus will be too much, hoping for 55 starting price. It's possible. I'm guessing here. I have no idea. Of course, I have no problem when it will be less. I mean, if you think about it, an ID.7, an ID.4 starts at 42, an ID.5 because of the bigger battery at 45. I did said it in my video. I can't remember. Where was I? ID.7, just because it has the new motor, I don't think, and a bit new hardware, new screen, why should it be 20,000 more? So there are different seats that will premium, and the panoramic roof is different premium, and so maybe 55 is not too far off, but I don't know. The software development could be complicated with different markets only offering the older style navigation system. It's a big maybe. It's true. I don't know what's behind 4.0, if it is hardware needed or something like this. It's true. I have a freezer to sell and nobody wants it. 50 euros, even though the top thing is a bit broken, but it works fine. But nobody wants it for 50 euros. We bought a new one, a gigantic one, that takes less power, but it has more space. So let's go through the poll. 180 people have voted. No say it's not a mistake, 73%, 11% said maybe, and 16% said yes, it's a mistake. That's okay. That's okay, we'll end this. I wanted to say about the iX. I drove the BMW iX on Friday on a long distance trip for 300 kilometers, and in the middle, somewhere, the software was extremely laggy. Extremely. I pressed something, it took 3 seconds for something to change. So it's not just Volkswagen, it's different hardware according to JR. Who's JR? No, but if it's different hardware, I understand it, but why couldn't it run on old hardware? Maybe it's just newer hardware that's faster. We'll see all about this if ID.7 new e-corsa module. Huh, interesting. Yeah, but what I wanted to say is maybe it's not 4.0 that will come on older cars. Maybe it's 3.7 that brings similar features, but not the same layout of the screen and stuff like this. Being early could be a mistake. It's good for YouTube though. Disagree with it will always be buggy. Bugs can be fixed if you don't keep trying to make huge feature changes. New platform, new bugs. It's okay when you disagree, but what I have noticed over the last 3 years with Volkswagen software to hardware, the communication, that it's never the same. So when you have the same iPhone, or I don't know, and there's a mistake somewhere in the software, when the hardware is working, it's usually in all phones at the same time. But at Volkswagen, with the software, there are different mistakes and different errors on different cars, and each has to be fixed in its own different way. That shows me that the communication is not like it should be. That's what I say, but I don't know. What do I know? Have I programmed this? No. And being early could be a mistake, that's true. But it was like with ID.3. It's, I mean, remember back in the day when I got the ID.3 in the first month? Right now I'm gaining around 200, 250 subscribers a month. Sometimes it's less, sometimes they have a very early car like Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6 2 years ago, and then it's 500 a month subscribers more. When I got the ID.3, it was in the first 2 weeks 1,300 subscribers more, so it was a big interest. Sorry. And I'm sure the ID.7 cannot have the same thing, because the ID.3 was in a segment where more people would buy a car. Small size, not gigantic, not too expensive. Still expensive, but not as expensive. And ID.7 is more expensive, and also not for everyone because it's too big or blah blah blah. And that's no, I know what you mean with software. Windows phones need to work on many hardware configurations, but here we have a car where every car should have the same configurations, just, you know, one has a heat pump and the other one has a PTC heater, but the hardware that's communicating with the car should be the same. And I guess it still doesn't work. As long as iCars 3 is still used in production, then the software will be updated. As soon as all cars are upgraded, the software will go in maintenance mode. No more development, new features. I don't know. Talking to my neighbor who has the iX, they're getting very similar range to my ID.3 Max Pro performance. Pretty scary given the size of the battery. Is it a 40 or 50? So the 80 something or the 105 kilowatt hour battery? I have a 50. And it was a lot of range that I used and a lot of power. Did you express your opinion about the Volvo EX30? I haven't driven it. I haven't seen it in person. I asked Volvo if I could be invited to see, but they denied. Hopefully when it comes to Europe, maybe they invite me to drive it. That would be amazing. I know the price is pretty amazing. I drove the Brother, but only the Brabus edition of the Smart #1, and I was not very impressed. The specifications sound amazing, but the whole car back then, it could be different now. There was a few things that cannot be fixed. So I thought the motor was pretty loud because it was all-wheel drive, and there was a motor in front, and it was all in all loud in the car at 130 on the highway, way louder than in many other EVs that I have ever driven. And I'm hoping that Volvo does a better job with that. But if they want to keep it cheap, I don't think they will. And when it comes to software and everything, I'm pretty sure it will be very close to the Smart #1. No, just need to rent a new car every month. Oh, you can't. This is occupied. If you are doing this for a channel, you don't need to buy a car at all. You just need to rent a new car every month. Yeah, but that's way I looked into that. Don't worry. I looked into renting a car, and it's, oh my God, expensive. So renting a car to change it every month, only a few companies are doing this. So Next Move is one of them, German company. And in this abo, so that you can change the car every month. There are not a lot of different cars. So in each segment, there are like 4 or 5 cars. And for example, a Model 3 is then 700-800 euros a month without charging, of course, but all the insurance and everything is in there. For an ID.3, it was 500 or 600. I think it was more. It was not cheap, and it was not a lot of cars. So I would run out of cars in a few months. And most of the cars that were in there I have already driven, or I can really get from a manufacturer as a press car. So I don't need that. But I need a car for myself. If I don't have a press car, I cannot just have no car. That's the thing. What is too expensive when you spec it? The EX30 or the iX? What are we talking about? iX50, that's the stuff. Only when something needs to be patched, there might be minor update. Huh? The videos with problem reports from you got a lot of views. The 12-volt problem video was 100k, so for YouTuber, problem car pays off. That's true. That's very true. A car that's interesting and has problems is better for me. It sounds horrible, but it is, because I can show inside information. This happened to me. Look, this was a problem. Then a car that I receive, I do a few tests and everything fits. Another thing that pays for the EX30. Really? In this packet it gets so expensive. The smart #1 wasn't extremely cheap, but it was okay for what you got. Like I said, specs were amazing. But when I drove it, it didn't add up. There was always, like I said, loud, suspension wasn't amazing. It seemed like everything they did as cheap as they could. So when you go from power into regen, that change was weird. The software wasn't done yet. I'm not talking about the software. I mean, it was a bit childish with the Fox and whatnot. But I think even Id.7 has a weird thing now. What was it? I thought I saw something that was, maybe it was a different car. Looking at the smart #1, I was impressed. Driving it, I wasn't impressed at all. And Cindy drove with it, and even after driving 30 minutes, she thought, her words, not mine, she thought it's a step down from the ID.3. She always felt ID.3 is a more luxurious car than we should have. Because it drives so amazing, so it feels luxurious when you drive. Maybe the plastic in front, you don't like it, we didn't care. And just how it drives, how steering was, how the power and everything, it always felt more luxurious than what we are, way above us. And the #1 was then for us a bit of a step down. Do we want that? But everyone likes something different. It's just us. I'm not saying it's a horrible car. Not at all. It just didn't fit our needs. We have a company in UK called Onto. When do something very similar, when the price is about double the price of a regular lease package. How I thought about the Volkswagen SFD locking. Are you still using OBD11 and pay a yearly fee to access the car? And where do I find more info? Is the SFD that you can't change anything with a normal OBD port and you have to use OBD11? Yes, I use OBD11, and I have a tip for you. If you want to use that and you want to change something, since ID software 3.2, someone here told me that last week and it really works, the hood has to be open. Only then you can save change that you have done. And it still works with 3.2. But if the hood is closed and you want to save your change parameter, it says can't do it. I wrote OBD11, by the way. I didn't get a reply. I would have loved if they would have sent back, hey, you have to have the hood open. Chip. If you don't have cars to review, go to China. That's a separate planet of EV cars. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not going there. The #1 looks so big on the road. Don't like the look of it. I think it looks okay. I was okay with the look. I I have to say, I rarely see a car. I have driven the #1 in January. Since then, I have seen 2 cars on the road, and I think one is a car in Passau from a dealer. After a matrix, everything is luxury. that's pretty true. But we wanted a step up, and the ID.3 was a big step up for us. I mean, the matrix was a big step up for us because it was the first car we ever had that had AC. We were, oh my God, now in the summer with 30 degrees, we don't have to have the windows open all the time. You have to think, we drove to Italy once, 7 hours in the heat without AC. It was awesome. In a tiny car. We have to play the like game. If you're new here, on this live stream we play the like game. So far 26 people have liked. Do not press the like button right now. There are 111 people watching. You all just go to your computer, your whatever, tablet, phone, or whatever, and you press the like all together at the same time. It's always fun to see the number go up like crazy. If we get to 100, I'm gonna do something crazy, and if we get to 60, I'm just happy. Sounds like a mobile sauna. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so let's do it all together. I'm gonna count down from 3 to 0. Then we're all gonna press the like button. Huh? I already did it before the show. Not the heart, the like button. Let's do it together. 3, go focus on the hand. 2, 1, and like. Let's see, 25, someone disliked right away. I see the countdown now because it's always 10 seconds late. Like 28, 29, 34, 48. Can we get to 60? Come on. 62. That's all I need. Thank you very much. Secra is a better Volvo EX30, bigger, cheaper, and more luxury for the same price with big battery. I thought they're all the same. I thought #1, Secra, and Volvo EX30 are all the exact same car, just with a tiny different body on top, but same under the hood software, and so the same as Cupra Born, ID.3, and so on, or E-Up, City IV Go, or whatever the name was. 76, that's pretty good. Fisker Ocean seems to be a big disappointment after watching the first reviews. Really? Really? I saw a 163 degree channel video. He seems to be very happy with the car. Have you driven a Fisker Ocean yet? No, I have not. I have asked Fisker if I can have a press car, invited to any press events. That they said they will forward my email to someone, and I never got a reply. So I have to do it again every 3 months. I have a list where I do that all 3 months. So with Porsche, BMW, to get invited to events and all of this. I always try. Just in time for the like game. Good evening. Hi, Johan. Secret is longer and more luxury. Aha. Felicitations. Darren? That sounds sexual. Secret has much bigger backseat because it's longer. Really? I didn't know that. I thought it's the exact same car. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm excited. What I'm disappointed with the ID.7 when I get it early is that I would love to have the GTX version, all-wheel drive, and I don't know when, half a year later, I would love the bigger battery, because I don't think they will have that available from the start. So I think the start will be 77 kilowatt hour battery, 210 kilowatt rear wheel drive, and then I don't know, a few months later GTX, another few months later will be the big battery and big battery GTX, and I would love to have the big battery GTX. That would be my thing. but it will be 6, 7, 8, 9 months later. And if I get the car then, nobody cares about the ID.7 anymore. I have to get it in early. And also price. Big Better GTX will be another 10 grand more, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, first edition only. Yeah, I did first edition ID.3. I don't think there will be a first edition, so a name like that. But maybe, I don't know. I know that the ID.7 GTX will be at the Munich Motor Show. I'm excited about that. I have been invited by Volkswagen to 2 events, so I will be there on the Sunday for a special event and an ID community event, and then on the Wednesday the whole day. WinFast has 130 kilowatt hours, so why is Volkswagen so stingy on the battery? Because it costs money, and it's all about, do you need that much battery? Is your consumption that high? I think it's more, how much range do you want, and then the price. Because you can always get an iX with 111 kilowatt hour battery, but it starts at 107,000 euros. Did you hear about fire on Roomship? Are you afraid they will start banning EV cars from parking lots, ferries and tunnels? I haven't heard about the fire. There have been fires with electric cars everywhere. I'm pretty sure there have been fires with normal combustion engine cars on ferries. I'm pretty sure. What did I miss? Hi Chris. Hey, go for Steve. Steve Holt. Big batteries are great. Big battery is big weight. Remember, Volkswagen is 50k in China. Seeker is 20 centimeters longer than Volvo EX30 and is placed in the back seats. If you say so, I believe you. I don't know. Big batteries are great. Everything big is great, isn't it? Huh, Darren? Is your battery so much bigger than in the Model Y? Do you get more range? Or is it the same? Or almost the same as the Model 3, not Model Y. Yes, what else do we have? What's coming up this week? 3 videos with the iX that I filmed this weekend. 2 are already done. I have to change one video that I did today. I forgot something. And I want to do a short video with the ID.3 with what I said with the OBD11 changes, with the hood open. And I want to make another video, what I already said, about what Volkswagen, because everyone is always complaining about Volkswagen and horrible software and they do stuff wrong. I want to make a video about the stuff that they did right from the beginning, that I loved in my ID.3, that was in the car from the beginning, that is not in other EVs. It's not the only car, of course, that has it, but there are EVs out there right now that still don't have that. Is aisle 90s? We saw a lot of BMWs burn out here in South Africa. Wiring issues. Oh, in late 90s. I can get 400 miles if careful, or 640 kilometers. And you couldn't get that with the Model 3? Volkswagen Audi have bought SAIC platform, also 5% of Xpeng. I read that, yeah. And a software company in China. Soon Chinese car. Will be great when I come to see you next year. We'll see if you come. You're scared to bring a German car to Germany. Is Jill here? We almost wanted to make a holiday in the Netherlands, but then we decided against it. It's too far. It's too far away, and we're not going away anymore. We're too old and too stubborn. It's over. We have 82 likes. Can we get another 18 likes? We have 99 people here. If 18 more people press like, we have 100 likes. They haven't had 100 likes in years. Model 3 was a max of 330 miles. That's close. But you've driven it like a crazy person. Didn't you? Id.7 should be great. Electric Volkswagen should be better. So we'll see about that. Ooh, I get weird hairy stuff here. 77 kilo, well, 90.6. Yeah, but isn't ID3 still a bit better in consumption when it comes to that speed? I thought, no, I could be wrong. As long as you like it and you're happy, I'm happy for you. Saying that, yes. So, like I said, there will be. I have to film that video with the ID3, what it has from the start that other cars don't even have now. So far, I drove my 45 kilowatt hours, 1700 kilometers to nowhere. Nothing is too far. He meant in one thing. Oh, you meant, I know. For us, it's too far. For Cindy, it's too far to drive 10 hours or more to the Netherlands. Now, Male is going into solid-state batteries. Apparently, the tech will take EVs to 900 kilometers range. Well, they're talking about solid-state batteries for, I don't know, 5-6 years now, and nobody has shown any extreme progress. So when it comes, then I will be happy. Till then, I'm just gonna wait. They're all gonna do their research. It just takes some time. There was only one crazy person that drove my Model 3. I don't know who that was. And why you're talking so mean about your better half. Yes, that's coming. Then the week after that, I get an Ioniq 5, but when? I have to look. Not this week. The week after on Tuesday, so August 8th, I get an Ioniq 5 for 2 weeks. On Friday the 18th, Walter is getting his update at the dealer so that the drive mode individual that shows the AAC thing. Hopefully, after the Ioniq 5 that I have for 2 weeks, I get a new ET5, not the new longer version, the normal one. Excited about that. And then after that is the Munich Motor Show. I'm excited about that. And then there's nothing for a month. And then it's 2 BMWs and then the Audi Q8. Long time. It just takes some time. Yeah, and Cindy doesn't want to take time to go somewhere. And she doesn't want to pay money also. In the news, Reuters Tesla created Suzuki team to suppress thousands of driving range complaints. What does that mean? Thousands of driving range complaints. That the range is low? People were complaining that the range is low? Is it that? I'll probably be going to Croatia next year. 7 charging stops from home. That's okay, 7. I need 5 with my ID3 to Wolfsburg for 700 kilometers. Or 4? I think it was 4. Some university made a big breakthrough. They're teaming up with Mali. Yeah, but again, I have heard this big breakthrough so many times. If it's in a car that's being sold, then I'm listening. Ioniq 5 N arrives for testing. When? No, it's not the N. It's a normal Ioniq 5 rear-wheel drive. It's the first time that the Hyundai is giving me Ioniq 5. I should have gotten one last year, but they had an accident with the car. Then they offered me a different car, but the time was wrong, and that's why I'm getting it now. Oh my God, Jinxie's my better half. That's good. We're good today, huh? Tesla range is lower than the car indicate when battery full. Well, but the indication of the battery, isn't that an estimate? And then when you drive, it's different? Isn't that the same then when Volkswagen people get into the car and the range does not show the WLTP range, they get mad? Isn't it the same thing? Because they drove not slow. Croatia is 1,500 miles from here. So every 210 miles, well, every 200 miles, because the first is 2, that's okay. 200 miles is amazing. That is cool. Yes, Finnegan says hi. He's doing good. He's doing great. Tesla range is static. I thought you can't you switch it? And I mean static, yes, so it shows 500 kilometers, but then you drove like a maniac and then it goes down. That's what I mean. Americans just like to do. Björn drove a 24 kilowatt hour with 67 battery state of health. 2013 Nissan Leaf 1000 kilometers. Took 19 and a half hours. Oh my god, why? They don't call it a gasometer for no reason. That's true. Anything else? Because then I'm gonna sign off. I have to work 5 days this week. I know that's normal for other people, but I only work 4 days because Fridays I usually film cars. And next week also. So for 2 weeks I work 5 days because my coworker is on holidays. Then we work for another 2 weeks normal, and then we have holidays at the end of August. Chris, no, the article explains that Musk ordered the software to be optimistic when full. Then when below 50%, the range becomes more realistic. Ah, okay. But isn't that also the same in the Nissan Leaf? Wasn't this famous that Nissan Leaf, the newer one, that the first 50% were, I don't know, 200 kilometers, and then the next 50% were only 100 or so, that the state of charge wasn't linear? Isn't that also something where I wouldn't sue? I can turn off region in the car with coast for ages, but don't a lot of cars do that? Depends on the speed, huh? And if it goes up or downhill. I drove from Valencia to Zurich in 1 day, 1415 kilometers, 16-hour travel time, and 7 times charging. Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. That's fun. The longest, the most I have driven was in 2 days, 1400 kilometers. So to Wolfsburg and the next day home. Wow, add here. Oh yeah, I have to press the add button, huh? Money! Ching ching! Chris, search the article. I'm okay with it, thank you. Most Asian cars are like that. Also with Kona. The Kona, I never had that problem. That the state of charge doesn't go down. The range doesn't adjust. That's the problem. The gasometer of every Hyundai and Kia is horrible. Tesla cars just want to look on the brighter side of a journey when they're all full. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna sign off. Relax a bit before I go to bed, and then work for 10 days in 12 days. Like a normal person. If you want a quiet, comfortable car, then don't get an Id.7. Spend more money and get the EQE. Cute, cute. It all depends what is quiet and comfortable for someone. That's the thing. Okay. Then I'll sign off. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for G for the donation. Appreciate it very, very much. Thanks for the 88 likes and for 106 people that are still here. You all take care. I will try the same. See you all next week. Bye. EQ is the car we'll ever need. It takes likes, only 12 left. Yeah, but nothing changed in the last few minutes, so I don't think so.